Okay, so welcome to part two of fraction, estimate, and check. So remember in part one, we went through and estimated what we thought these expressions would be and what their sum or differences would be. So remember number two, 1/2 minus 5/12 we thought would be close to 0. Number three, 3/10 plus 4/5 close to 1. Number four, 3/4 minus 1/5 close to a half. Number five, 12/6 minus 8/12 would be close to 1.5. And number six, 12/8 plus 3/4 would be close to 2. So now we're going to solve these problems, and we're going to go quickly through these and just put them into common denominators and find the exact sum or difference. So the number two, we use the clock model. We said 1/2 minus 5/12. Well, 1/2 minus 5/12, let's do it this way. So 1/2 minus 5/12 is the same as 6/12 minus 5/12. So half of a clock is half. Half of a clock would be 6/12. And since they're the same denominators, we can just subtract across. 6 minus 5 is 1/12. And yes, 1/12 is close to 0. Okay. Number three. So that's what I'm saying. We're just going to go through this really quickly, and we'll talk about this more later. 3/10 plus 4/5. 3/10 plus 4/5. I know my common denominator from 10 and 5. The lowest common multiple would be 10. So if I double both of the numbers from 4/5, I can change that to 8/10. So 3/10 plus 8/10, let's see, is 11/10. So 8 plus 3 is 9, 10, 11. So 11/10, or 10 can go into 11 one time with a remainder of 1/10. So 11/10 is the same as 1 and 1/10, or $1.10. Okay, number four, 3/4 minus 1/5. So 3/4 minus 1/5, I know my common denominator, my LCM, will be 20. So I'm going to change both of those to 20ths. 4 times 5 is 20. So from 4 to get from 4 to 20, I'm multiplying by 5. So I'm going to do the same thing to the 3. 3 times 5. Let's put a little 5 there to remind ourselves. So 3 times 5 is 15. To get from 5 to 20 on my second one, I'm multiplying by 4. Do the same thing to the top. Whatever you do the bottom, got to do the top. 1 times 4 is 4. 15 minus 4 is 11. So this one would be 11/20, which is close to a half. 10/20 is exactly a half. 11/20 is close to a half. And up here again, 1 and 1/10 is really close to 1 whole. Number five, 12/6 minus 8/12. Let's you know what I want to do on this one? I'm going to keep my 12/6 and I'm going to half 8/12 to make it 6. I think that's what we did before. So if I half, you could, when you simplify, you can go down, or when you make a common denominator, you can go down or up. And since 12/6 is already there, we can just half that to make 4/6, half 8/12. So half of 8 is 4, half of 12 is 6. Subtract. 12 minus 4 is 8. 6 stays the same. So 8/6, or 6 can go into 8 one time. And there's 2 left over. 1 and 2/8, which can be simplified to 1 and 1/4. Okay, last one. Oh, and 1 and 1/4 is pretty close to 1.5, isn't it? We could have said 1 as well, 1 whole, but 1.5 is close to 1 and 1/4. This one we said it's going to be close to 2. The last one, 12/8 plus 3/4 So this one I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to half the 12/8 to make it 6/4. So divided by 2 plus 3/4. We're adding, so 6 plus 3 is 9. So 9/4. Or 4 can go into 8 2 times. 2 times 4 is 8. So there's 1 left over. So 1 and 2 and 1/4, which is really close. 2 and 1/4 is really close to 2. We will go over this again in Zoom. It's a lot slower, but I just wanted to give you a quick video on what we do with how we solve these and if when we're estimating and checking. All right, that is part 2 of page 49.